Good day, everyone. We have the honor to present our research entitled Multimedia Instructional Materials in Mathematics 3, Its Acceptability. I'm Arlene Acas, and my co-proponents are Myline Dela Cruz and Rosemarie Lopez, Master Teachers of San Gabriel 2 Elementary School, District of General Mariano Alvarez. Introduction. Multimedia learning into the classroom is an effective way to connect with pupils of all learning styles, to help pupils develop a genuine understanding of presented materials. This research looks how multimedia is used as an educational tool, discussing how the materials are used in teaching and how learners are treated with the underlying curriculum and learning tools. Research questions. The main purpose of this research is to assess the content and acceptability of the utilized multimedia instructional materials in Mathematics 3. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. Number 1. What is the present performance of grade 3 pupils in mathematics based on their first periodic rating? Number 2. What are the least mastered skills in Mathematics 3 based on the second periodic learning outcomes assessment report last school year 2018-2019? Number 3, based on the least mastered skills, what teacher-made multimedia instructional materials developed? Number 4, based on the multimedia instructional materials developed, how acceptable are the said instructional materials as assessed by the teachers and experts in terms of letter A, organization, letter B, clarity, letter C, navigation, letter D, language and style, letter E, usefulness, and number 5, what modifications may be proposed to enhance the developed multimedia instructional materials. Scope and limitations. This research will cover the assessment of the acceptability of the developed multimedia instructional materials in Mathematics 3. The assessment will cover the organization, clarity, navigation, language and style, and usefulness. Other supplementary instructional materials such as realias, flashcards, and counters, although the teachers may use it side by side with the developed multimedia-based instructional materials, will not be assessed and covered in this study.
Methodology. The study made use of the descriptive-evaluative approach. The mathematical performance of the grade 3 pupils sets the purpose of this study. The learning outcome assessment result was the basis for the development of the instructional materials. The developed instructional material was presented to the experts and mathematics teachers for their comments and suggestions. After their assessments, the instructional materials are found to be acceptable in specific areas such as organization, clarity, navigation, language and presentation, and usefulness. All the validation processes were considered by the researchers in developing the final copy or version of the multimedia instructional material. Finally, among the statistical treatment used were frequency, percentile, and weighted mean. Results and discussion. After a careful implementation of this study, the following findings were yielded. There is a need for the development of the multimedia instructional materials because of the mathematical performance of the grade 3 pupils. The least mastered skills reported in the previous year is the basis for the development of the said instructional material. The developed multimedia instructional materials are interactive, manipulative, and collaborative in nature. In terms of acceptability, the multimedia instructional material is acceptable and ready for use. Considering the specific criteria, the developed multimedia instructional material is found to be acceptable in terms of organization, clarity, navigation, language and presentation, and usefulness. Conclusions. From the results and discussions, the researchers are able to draw the following conclusions. There is a need for the development of the multimedia instructional materials because of the mathematical performance of the grade 3 pupils. The least mastered skills reported in the previous year was the basis for the development of the said instructional material. The developed multimedia instructional materials are interactive, manipulative, and collaborative in nature. In terms of acceptability, the multimedia instructional material is acceptable and ready for use. Considering the specific criteria, the developed multimedia instructional material is found to be acceptable in terms of organization, clarity, navigation, language and presentation, and usefulness.